uh, uh, Ramchandra Prabhu to bringing us to this platform of Krishna consciousness. And of course, I thank Manini Radhika Devi Dasi for initiating a whole process. And I again thank Srila Prabhupada to create a whole big family that, like-minded families, we can all share our same goal that, serving Krishna and the devotees. So thank you very much. So with that, I will say, Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Vishtaya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrind Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Again, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak, even though I'm not even a qualified, least qualified. But thank you again. Thanks. That I would consider that as my purification. So with that, I will start.
Rosie, let me know if you would like me to share screen.
And let me see. I just click the share, or
yes,
it says loading. So if it let me share, then fine. Otherwise, I'll send you the.
You need to make your co-host now.
Yes, screen sharing is also enabled. I can also, yeah. Oh, Rosie, you. Oh, sorry. Yes. You're also co-host now, Rosie.
Okay. It's still loading, so I'm kind of waiting.
Prabhu, start again because you were not the co-host when you clicked on it. So
okay, let me do it again then. Manage access, share. Now let me share again. Nothing present anywhere. Can edit. I don't need to edit anything, right?
No, Rosie, I think that's
okay. Please enter the name or email address. I don't know.
Rosie, I have it open. I can share it if you'd like. You don't have to resend.
Okay, so that's okay with me then.
Whenever you're ready. Up. Sure.
Okay, yes. Okay, so this is the chapter 89, the super excellent power of Krishna. And go ahead and make the next present. Okay, so the first story in this is on the bank of Saraswati. Few sages are, along with the Bhrigu Muni, they had one question arise. They said, okay, we have three lords, and we do not know who's and what modes they are, what are their, how they are in a different mode. So they decided to send a Bhrigu to send to all the three places, to the three demigods, three gods actually. Then they will decide who's the demigod. And then, so the Bhrigu goes there. First, he goes to the Lord Brahma. Brahma is his father. So when he goes to Brahma Loka and to see Brahma, Brahma got up and said, "Oh, welcome, my son. Thank you. You came to me. How is everything? Everything is good and this and that." And then Bhrigu said yes, but he did not even paid obeisances because he's a father, so, but he did not pay obeisances or anything. He was just like staring and still looking at this. And then, Brahma said, "What is wrong with you? You have forgotten how to respect the elder people. I'm your father. You should be bowed down to me," or. But he did not say anything. So, but the Brahma said, "Okay, never mind, he's my son and I cannot really do anything because he's my son. So then he felt offended, but he somehow the other managed to pacify himself and not said anything to the Bhrigu Rishi, except the whatever, you should be obeisance, paid obeisances. So he realized, Bhrigu Rishi, of course, he's asking for some kind of the respect in these and that. He should be, in the mode of passion, people are do ask for respect. They're proud of their possessions and then belonging and their status and this. So they're kind of a proud. So that proud is kind of comes from Rajogun or mode of passion. So he decided, yes, that seems like Brahma is not the ultimate Lord. He is in the mode of passion. So then he goes to the Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash, he sees the Lord Shiva. When he sees the Lord Shiva got up and came to, embrace Bhrigu Muni. But the Bhrigu Muni said, no, 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 wait. Don't, embrace me, don't, and because you are filthy, you put ashes all over your head, all over your body and everything. I mean, you are dirty. I cannot be embracing you. So the Lord Shiva got really upset, really angry. And he, in that anger, he picked up the trident and he wanted to strike Bhrigu Muni. But at the same time, the Parvati was there, and she says, "No, no, 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 no." But she's invoked somehow the mode of goodness in Shiva. Say, please forgive him. You do not need to kill him. He's your brother. So Parvati saved the day, and then Lord Shiva came to his senses, and he forgave him, and the matter was over. But he really got angry. So Bhrigumuni decided that his anger was beyond. He wanted to kill me. So he's in the kind of not in a mode of goodness, and of course not in a passion. In a passion is okay, but in a mode of ignorance, people want to hurt other people. So then he decided to go to the Lord Vishnu, where he Sweta Dvipa, to see the Lord Vishnu. As soon as he saw the Lord Vishnu, I mean, before the Lord welcomes him or anything, he kicked the Lord Vishnu on the chest. That offense is considered as a bodily action. So when he kicked the chest on Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu did not even consider that as an offense because he thinks he's a Brahmana and he's above everybody. So he said, well, sorry, I have not properly welcomed you. This is why you're angry, but I'm sorry, I apologize. So then he gives that, and then again he says, oh, you have kicked me on my chest. Because you kicked me on my chest is like a thunderbolt. And if you do that, then you're going to have, your foot will hurt. So let me massage your feet. Let me do, let me somehow or the other pacify you. And thank you for kicking at my chest on my heart, because that's where you have purified my chest. You have purified my heart. Where now the Lakshmi ji will remain there. Now she wouldn't be chanchal. She wouldn't leave me anymore. She will remain there. So he was in a very humble mood. So he really had not gotten angry, no kind of reaction except the apologetic. So sorry, I have not considered you in a proper manner. So then the Rishi goes back to all this, the Rishi and the Muni where they originally started having a question. So he went back and they definitely he went there and conveyed all the three incidents. So when he did, they all decided, no, Lord Vishnu He did not even react. On a matter of fact, he was so humble. So he must be in the mode of beyond mode of goodness. Lord Brahma was kind of got agitated, but he somehow took care of his anger and it did not show that much. So he was in a more passion. And Lord Shiva, he got really angry. He wanted to kill me. So he must be in mode of ignorance. So this is how they find the findings of these all three lords. Okay, you want to make the second? Okay. So again, this chapter talks about what is Vaishnava Dharma. So it is usually in the people, so I'm not this matter, I'm the spirit soul. But that is not enough. What is really Dharma? Dharma is a perfect knowledge, means the knowledge of oneself, knowledge of Supreme, who's Bhagwan, who's God, and what is the relations between us. It's always constant relation between Lord and individual soul. So it's Jiva Swarup, Bhagavad Swarup, and the Sambandha Jnana. So the one who understands all three of them. He is a Vaishnava, is a higher Vaishnava. He understands the relations. So symptoms of one who is situated in perfect knowledge, who is in the perfect knowledge? Usually, people are in mode of, most of the time, they're in a mode of passion and ignorance. Passion is more prominent and then ignorance. Because in a passion, people are constantly working for themselves, their family, their society, their loved ones, nations, and community, and all these things. So, but person who's in the Vaishnava, he's a Vaishnava, they do not care about all of these things because they know that this is all on a material platform. You might have some good karma binds them and they might have some kind of profit, but ultimately it'll be all a material profit, nothing to do with the elevated ones to the spiritual level. So they are not interested in any of the social affairs and everything. And there is another thing, this is that example they give, so that's the yogis and the devotees. Yogis are astang yogis, they control the senses, they do these, that, whole lot of other, they get the mystic powers, Lagiman, all Girman, all others powers they get. But somehow the other they fall short serving or knowing who's behind all of these opulences. So we have a wonder. This example of Durvasa and Maharaj Ambrish. Durvasa Muni was a great rishi, great Muni, yogi. He, is anger personified. But just because there was no fault at Maharaj Ambrish, he cursed him. He, produced a demon to kill him. After all these things you have achieved, you have not been able to control your anger. So, and while Maharaj Ambrish asked for forgiveness, and so same time when the demon arrived, so Lord Krishna sent the Sudarshan to kill the demon, and that Sudarshan went after the Durvasa. Durvasa ran all over Brahma, Shiva, and everywhere. And ultimately, and Krishna said, no, you have offended him. So you must be asking forgiveness from him. If you do that, then he may forgive you. But me, I cannot do anything. So this is the difference between a yogi and the devotees. Devotees, Lord, do not think twice before protecting themselves. So, okay, it's the next one. Okay, so then one time, this incident, it's again in the chapter, the conversation between Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai. It says, what is the greatest fame? In the whole world, everybody's famous, some famous actors, some famous this, that, money wise, and big house. Ambani's got big house, big money, big this and that. But what is really fame? So to know as a pure devotee, Ramanand Rai said, to be known as a pure devotee of the Lord is the greatest fame. That's it. Nothing else. Even today we remember Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj, Narad. Why? not because they were great money, this, that, power, nothing. They were great devotees. So that is the one. So they are the one who has the greatest fame. The quality of a devotee is such that they're not disturbed by any duality of material modes. Understand that it is all non-permanent. So that's again, these describes as the quality of a devotees. Devotees always do not disturb by duality. Duality comes and time and goes. It's like a four season comes and time and goes and it repeats again itself. So same thing with the happiness, distress, these, that, heart, gold, everything comes on time and goes. So devotee does not really care for that. Always situated in the self. They only care about salvaging their soul, nothing else, no other business. So in Bhagavad Gita 5:18, it says, "The humble sage, by virtue of the true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned, a gentle Brahmin, a cow, elephant, dog, and dog eater." This tells me that above and beyond, devotee sees everyone on the platform of soul. Soul is not a dog, soul is not a cat, is not black, is not white, is not man, is not woman. Soul is simply a spark of the Lord. So it doesn't matter what material body it takes. Ultimately, it is the same as every other soul. So devotee does not hanker for possess more than he requires. That's again, he minimizes the requirements. Does not need, if it's not, they live by wants, they live by needs. And usually the needs are provided by the Lord anyway. So they're not really care much about it. And the devotees are therefore akinchana. They have not much possession, no possession. They move around, goes here, there, preach Krishna consciousness. They don't care about accumulating anything. So in any condition of the life, devotee is satisfied. So if you don't care for much, there is no agitation in a life. Except the devotional service, everything else binds one in a karma. So that is true. Everything, Krishna says, everything in this world is binding. Good, in a mode of goodness, even mode of passion and ignorance. All karma is done under three modes are binding in this world. And under the direction of Supreme Lord, these three, we call it Rakshasa. Rakshasa are on a mode of ignorance. Asuras are mode of passions. And the Suras are mode of goodness, demigods, and so on. So classes of the men are created by material nature. So these are all material because they're every single living entity has these three modes. It depends which one takes over the other, which ones are prominent than other ones. So usually mode of goodness are more prominent. They're more humble. These passion is more passion, more aggressive, more this and that than other two. So it's always all the three are in the one person, but depends how they work under. So under the direction of Supreme Lord, these Rakshasas, Suras, class of men are created in material nature. But those in the mode of goodness have a greater chance to be elevated in spiritual world. Back home, back to God. Krishna conscious process given by Mahaprabhu. So this says that we have Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada, gave us a guideline. You do these four regular principles. You chant every day, read Bhagavatam, these, that. So if you follow this, all this process is given by Prabhupada, then one, no matter what mode he is in, if he's in a mode of ignorance, if he's on a mode of passion, slowly but surely he will come on the mode of goodness. So this process is given is for very intelligence, because this process brings one back to the mode of goodness. And once person comes in the mode of goodness, then it's a Kartik month, right? It's our endeavor, our whatever we intentionally do that will, attract Krishna's mercy. It's like Mother Yashoda, two fingers short, rope. But finally, Krishna gives him mercy, and he gets bind. So again, this way, we comes to the mode of goodness. If he comes in the mode of goodness, then definitely we attract Krishna's attention. And then he can throw a rope, so we can take the rope and climb up. Okay, next one. So this is another story, and King Ugrasena is responsible for death of the Brahmana's child. This this thing takes place in Dwarka. King Ugrasen was a king. So one day, one Brahmana's house, a child was born. As soon as the child was born, he left it on the ground, but then right away, child died. So when he dies, in at first of all, let me say that from Satyuga, Treta, and up to the Dwapar, if any calamities happens, first thing they will blame is a king. Is the king is responsible, because if a king is a pious, is a Raj Rishi, then there is no calamity will come. But if something like that happen, untimely death, usually father should die before the son. But this is like a son died before the father. So Brahmana says something is wrong. Our kingdom, something is wrong. Raja is not probably following the dharma. So he goes to the King Ugrasen's darbar. When he pleads to the Raj Sabha, in Raj Sabha, everybody is there. King, Lord Krishna, Balram, Arjun, Pradyuman, Anirudh, and others, many. So he goes to the Sabha and he accuses the king for being irresponsible. So many calamities on the citizens because the bad character of the head of the state. So all this happens. he made a plea. Then again, second, third, fourth child dies like this. So he is really upset and he goes again into Sabha. At that time, again, the same people were there, and Arjun got up and Arjun said, "Look, I can, I take a vow that I will protect next child." So when the next time happens, he goes there in Brahmana's house. He shoots his all arrows every direction to protect the child, to protect, make sure nothing else happens. But yet the child dies again. So at that time, so before he went, he said, "I will protect 100%. I have a Gandhi. I have a Pashupatan. It's a Lord Shiva gave me this thing. I have defeated him, and he gave me this Brahmastra, and with that I can protect definitely." So then he took the vow that time that, like, if I don't, then I will enter into the fire. It's like a second time again. So when he took the vow in front of the Krishna, that he was depending on his ability, first of all, a Gandhi's ability, Pashupata's ability, Shiva's ability, but not Krishna's. So he said, he took the vow that I'm going to enter in the fire, but then nothing happened. He could not save it. So he had to go in the fire. Then Lord Krishna saves him. He said, "Look, I will come with you and I will take you and we will find where the Brahmana's sons are." So then they goes to everywhere. So Lord Krishna takes Arjuna on a chariot. They goes through the Brahmaloka. They goes through the, what do you call, the Brahman, where before the Brahman it was a dark, like everything is dark. There is nothing you could see. Then Krishna invokes the Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra made everything lighted. Everything is so bright and this and that. So they could go further. After they went there, they went beyond that. Then they went to the Virja. Okay, so Krishna traveled beyond the universal Brahma Jyotir and arrived at Karan Ocean. Can we take the next one? Okay. So when they went to the Karna ocean, Arjuna was amazed to see the opulence of Lord Mahavishnu. When they went first to to the the Karna ocean, there was there is a description of Seshanag, the where how thousands of food praising the Lord with their eyes are ruby reds and heads of a Mount Kailas like a snowy white hoods, and Lord is lying on this serpent, and lots of Devatas are standing around. It's like everybody's paying obeisances to Mahavishnu, and when it's Mahavishnu, the big palaces with a lot of jewels, a lot of everything was so big that Arjun was so surprised to see all of these things. So it's a vivid description of this place, and so Lord ultimately personified potencies standing in front of the Pusti, Shri, Kirti, Aja, they all there present. And the Lord Krishna and Arjun offer obeisances to Mahavishnu. And then Mahavishnu was there. He said, welcome, he welcomed both of them. They both paid obeisances to the Mahavishnu. In the Shastra, it says Lord Krishna paid obeisances to Mahavishnu. It says because Lord Krishna is nothing, Mahavishnu is nothing more than Krishna. He is Krishna himself anyway. So he paid obeisance to himself, but he wanted to teach uh, Arjuna to pay obeisances to the Mahavishnu too, so that they both came together, and Mahavishnu was, and then, were pleased to see them both. He would describe Mahavishnu had a helmet of a gold and diamonds and a necklace with Vaijanti Mala and a yellow pitamber and many, many, jewelries. These had everything. He was so opulent. So when they met both, they saw everyone, and then finally Mahavishnu said, "Yes, I have kidnapped. I have all these Brahmana's sons here. I wanted to see you both here. You both have done so much." Then the Lord Krishna said, "You have killed all the demons and everything. You have done your pastime. Now please come back to your abode. Your pastime is all, everything is done. You have done complete job, and you can come back, and here's the Brahmana's sons, and you can take them back to the Brahmanas." And so they took the Brahmana's son back to the Brahmana, and all of this, everybody's finally was the end of this chapter, and everybody, So there is another, I think, a slide for lesson learned kind. So this is my 2 cents again. But if one is seriously thinking about exiting this material life, one should be thinking about the path. How can I get out? First of all, material life is perpetually goes on forever until somebody's like Athat Brahma Jignasa, so they want to ask, if you ask question, why am I here? Why am I suffering? Is there any way to end this cycle, repeated birth and death? What are my options? Until, a lot of people have a lot of opulences, these that they never think about it, suffering or anything, because they don't have suffering. They think they were enjoying this material life and it will perpetually go on forever. But the cycle, time comes and changes, and then happiness becomes a distress, and money becomes a poverty. So this happens all the time. So in the material life, one says, follow your dream, But what happens when a person awakens from the dream? Dream is finished, everything is done. There is nothing after the dream. So at the time of death, all the material possession or achievement are lost. One must realize that he is only a servant, whether servant of Maya or servant of Krishna. So Maya is nothing, the profession, wife, kid, country, society, and all this other that keeps you busy for in this material world. When one surrenders to Guru and Shastra and follows the path of devotional service that leads one to lotus feet of Krishna, and then there is a guarantee that Lord Krishna will give that. He will never come back again to the material world. That's what it says, right? The once Krishna's mercy flows, I mean, there's a very short time you will have to spend here. In the Bhagavatam, it says, abandon all the varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all the sinful reactions. Do not fear. So that Krishna assures you then, don't worry. All the karma kand, these, that, whatever it is everything will bind you. And you can leave everything behind. Just do not worry about it. If you have to do it, that's okay. But that doesn't mean that you constantly worry about it. So see what your goal is. Your goal is to come back to me. And you serve, devotional service is the only way you can come back to me. Okay, I don't know there is no other slide, I think. Okay, so always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, always remember Krishna, never forget, always remember Krishna, and never forget Krishna. I think this is my understanding. This is it.
Thank you very, very much, Prabhuji. Very well said. Both stories were very, very beautifully narrated, and especially the lessons, you conveyed them very nicely. Especially one thing that I personally, really stood out to me is how you emphasized Lord Vishnu's or Krishna's super excellence throughout the story of Bhrigu Muni, and how he kind of demonstrates the qualities of a devotee, and how ultimately, like you just said, through devotional service only can we attain such qualities and attain the mode of goodness. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. And at this time, if anyone has any questions, comments, we can open up the floor. Please, you can unmute, you can send out a chat.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Prabhuji mentioned about the passion mode and ignorance and all that. I think he mentioned that asuras are in a passion mode, or what did he say about that?
Rakshasas are in ignorance, asuras in passion, and suras is in a mode of goodness.
I thought they are not pure goodness. The suras means devs, right? Devas,
Yes,
including Indra and all that.
yes.
So they are not totally sattvic. I thought
But
Indra has some faults.
but
Indra
Lord
has some
consider
passion.
them as they are above mode of goodness, because that's what they are, even though they are sometimes seems like they're jealous, they're these, that, but that's why they are there, because they are beyond the mode of goodness. That's why they get those kind of posts.
And asuras are, you said they are in passion.
Passion, right? That's
I
what
thought
my chapter says, Tom.
Oh, I see. So I thought asuras and there's not much difference between asuras and rakshasas.
That
They
could
are
be
kind
a
of in
that could be a thin line between them, but they're two different rakshasas are rakshasas. They're in a total mode of ignorance.
about Brahma.
So they represent, that does not mean they represent those modes. Shiva represents ignorance, but that does not mean he's in a mode of ignorance. He knows very well, he's beyond the Brahma Loka. He lives in a Shiva Loka, which is beyond the material covering. So they are not in the mode, they are represent that mode.
So when somebody gets anger or jealous or try, so they could be in considered as sattvic.
No, How can anger this be sattvic? Anger is a mode of ignorance, a mode of ignorance.
The Brahma, the previous Leela, Brahma Samohan Leela, he had that kind of a doubts and all that. He's I guess trying to do some kind of a mesmerization and all that. So I thought Brahma is supposed to be representing the passion and
See,
creation.
Leelas are different. Leelas can be created by Lord, not Brahma. Brahma even can be bewildered when the Leelas be created. You know, Brahma steals the cowherd boys, thinking that this Krishna is nobody. You know, he cannot be a god, but he steals all cows, the cowherd boys. Then he realizes, oh my God, he is the Lord. I've made a mistake. He goes to his shelter. So Brahma can be, but these are the gods Leela. God can do this. Mohini Leela, these Leela, it that does not represent Brahma or Shiva. That represents the Lord's Leela.
Right. But I think the action was first taken by Brahma.
So that he can initiate. Lord can initiate any kind of Leela and gives any. He initiated Govardhan Leela to pick the. Why should we even worship Indra? Why not just worship Govardhan? What is significant? He wanted to create this Leela. And he can bewilder Indra. Indra can forget who is the Lord. It's not that he does not know who is Lord. But for his Leela, he can forget. Lord says that I can give you remembrance, I can give you forgetfulness, I can give you knowledge. So he can do that. That's his Leela.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
I think Ramchandra Prabhuji has something to add or ask.
I just want to say, Ashish Prabhu, you're ready for a Sunday class.
No, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu, but no. No, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Ashish Prabhu. It
Yes,
was
Mataji.
wonderful, very meditative class. And I was actually thinking about Manini Radhika Mataji, that if she would have heard you, she would have actually gone all over.
I don't know. Thank you,
So,
Prabhu.
it was amazing.
She is the one. She inspires me.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Any last call for any other comments or questions?
So what is tomorrow going to be?
Yes. So tomorrow's class is going to be again 8:30 p.m. onward, same Zoom, by His Grace Ramdul Prabhuji. And the topic is again Vaishnav etiquette. So it's the last of those series, the 6th of the Vaishnav etiquette series. So please, everyone, make sure to join. And thank you again, Ashish Prabhuji, for the amazing class.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity, and thank you for, bear 30 minutes with me. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Hope you have a great night ahead, and hoping to see you tomorrow, 8:30.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll call in the morning if you can join. It's the Kartik month, so. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna, amazing class.
Haribol.
Tomorrow
Hare
is
Krishna.
Ekadashi. So we can announce that.
Oh, sorry. Yes, tomorrow is Ekadashi. Sorry, yes, tomorrow is Rama Ekadashi. So again, another opportunity for us to do more in Ekadashi, join the Japa call, join the class in the night. So thank you, everyone. Again, thank you for staying on. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Thank you.
Hare
Haribol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.